Today, we will explore the captivating life of George Strait, an enduring legend in the world of country music. From his early beginnings in a Texan town to his rise as a country music legend, we'll also address the recent health challenges he's facing. Join us in celebrating George Strait's remarkable journey while offering support during this trying time. George Strait, born George Harvey Strait Sr. on May 18, 1952, in the Texan town of Poteet, had his early years deeply intertwined with the Lone Star State. However, it was the neighboring small town of Pearsall where he spent his formative years, forging an unbreakable connection with country music. Growing up in a household resonating with the sounds of Hank Williams, Bob Wills, and other country legends, young George Strait absorbed the essence of country music like a sponge, his tender ears soaked in the timeless melodies and heartfelt storytelling that define the genre. As a young boy in Pearsall, Strait not only listened to the classics, but also began to dabble with musical instruments himself. This early experimentation with guitars and singing eventually led him down the path to becoming a country music legend. The small-town backdrop of Pearsall, with its dusty roads and starlit nights, provided the inspiration for songs that would one day captivate audiences worldwide. In 1981, George Strait's life took a monumental turn when he signed a record deal with MCA Records. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of a career that not only made him a household name, but also set new standards in the world of country music. With the ink barely dry on his record contract, George Strait wasted no time in making his presence felt in the industry. In the same year he signed with MCA Records, he released his debut album titled Strait Country. This album was a harbinger of the musical prowess that would soon catapult him to superstardom. It was a fitting introduction to the world for an artist who would go on to dominate the charts and win the hearts of millions. Strait Country showcased George Strait's distinctive blend of traditional country sound and a fresh contemporary edge. The album was a perfect reflection of his Texas roots, a musical journey through the dusty plains and open spaces of his home state. Songs like Unwound and Amarillo by Morning from his debut effort resonated deeply with audiences. Unwound, in particular, became an instant hit, laying the groundwork for his future chart toppers. With its twangy guitar riffs and Strait's smooth, confident vocals, Unwound exemplified the kind of country music that fans had been yearning for. It was a song that spoke to the core of country music's storytelling tradition, and George Strait delivered it with a sincerity that was impossible to ignore. This single put him on the map, earning him a dedicated following and the respect of his peers. In 1982, George Strait reached a monumental milestone in his career when he achieved his very first number one hit with the unforgettable song Fool-Hearted Memory. This was not just any song. It was a defining moment that solidified his place as a country music icon. The impact of this achievement reverberated throughout the music industry and set the stage for a remarkable journey that would span decades. Fool-Hearted Memory was not just a song. It was a lyrical masterpiece that resonated with audiences on a profound level. George Strait's smooth, twang-infused vocals breathed life into the heartfelt lyrics, capturing the essence of heartbreak and lost love with an authenticity that was impossible to replicate. Following his initial breakthrough with Fool-Hearted Memory, George Strait embarked on a journey that can only be described as a chart-topping odyssey. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, his career soared to unprecedented heights, and he consistently reigned supreme atop the country music charts. What set George Strait apart during these decades was his remarkable ability to produce hit after hit, with each song resonating with a wide spectrum of fans. He wasn't just an artist who had a few moments in the sun, he was a consistent powerhouse. His albums became synonymous with quality, and fans eagerly awaited each new release, knowing that they were in for a musical treat. During this period, Strait's albums such as Does Fort Worth Ever Cross Your Mind in 1984 and Ocean Front Property in 1987 solidified his status as a country music superstar. Each album was a testament to his unwavering commitment to the genre's traditional roots. He maintained a sound that harkened back to the classics, paying homage to the legends who had inspired him while also injecting his own unique style and flair. One of the defining characteristics of George Strait's career was his unapologetic embrace of traditional country music. At a time when the industry was experiencing shifts and trends, he stood resolute in his commitment to the authentic country sound. His music was a bridge between generations, connecting the country's storied past with its vibrant future. Strait's cowboy image was not merely a stage persona, it was a reflection of his true self. He was a Texan through and through, and this authenticity resonated with his audience. From his trademark cowboy hat to the classic Western attire, he embodied the spirit of the American cowboy. At the age of 71, the iconic George Strait found himself facing a daunting and unexpected battle. Just a month ago, the legendary country singer received the devastating diagnosis of a perilous form of cancer, sending shockwaves through the hearts of his devoted fans around the world. In the wake of this grim news, the state of George's once vibrant home mirrored the somber state of his health. What was once a haven of music and joy had now succumbed to neglect, mirroring the turmoil within. It was evident that the music icon was now in critical condition, and a cloud of uncertainty loomed over his future. Rewinding to February 2012, George Strait was bestowed with the precious title of grandfather. His son, George Strait Jr., and his wife Tamara welcomed their first child into the world, a son named George Harvey Strait III. The vibrant images of this family's bliss, coupled with heartfelt prayers for young Harvey Strait's peace and well-being, have been etched into our collective memories. However, recent events have cast a poignant shadow over this joyful chapter. Young Harvey Strait's childhood is marked by an obsession with his grandfather, who has been battling epilepsy and now faces the grim spectre of malignant brain cancer. The boy's formative years are woven with difficult circumstances and the disheartening appearance of brain tumor symptoms. Inexplicably, George Strait began experiencing excruciating hip pain that persisted for an agonizing 4 months. As reported by the Daily Mail, the ordeal didn't end there. He was plagued by severe headaches and endured frequent bouts of vomiting, a daily torment that sapped his strength and well-being. 2 weeks into this relentless suffering, George sought medical intervention, visiting a hospital in his native Texas. George Strait recounted his distressing 4-month battle with persistent hiccups. He had traversed numerous clinics in search of relief to no avail. The hiccups had become so relentless that they disrupted his sleep and daily meals. Following an array of diagnostic tests, George Strait was subjected to a CT scan of his brain, revealing a disconcerting revelation. Images from the scan unveiled an ominous injury in the 71-year-old singer's brain, leaving medical experts with no choice but to proceed with further investigations. Subsequent MRI scans provided a clearer picture, confirming the presence of a tumor nestled within the brainstem, the crucial link between the brain and the spinal cord. This revelation sent shockwaves through the medical community, for gomas in the brainstem are renowned for their severity and treatment challenges. As the medical team initiated treatment, hope initially flickered that the relentless hiccups might subside. However, the tumor's presence had already wrought havoc upon the brainstem, the region responsible for regulating the nerves and muscles governing involuntary reflexes like hiccups. To compound matters, excess fluid had accumulated in George Strait's brain, exacerbating the already precarious situation. The intracranial pressure rose, necessitating urgent measures to alleviate the strain on his vital organs. Over the course of 8 arduous days, George Strait clung to life, enduring a grueling recovery process. Subsequently, a 3-week regimen of radiation therapy ensued, during which George Strait lay confined to a sterile hospital bed, tethered to an oxygen tank that sustained his weakened body. The once indomitable spirit of this musical legend now faced the harshest of trials, navigating through a sea of uncertainty with unwavering determination. Just a month ago, the world watched as George Strait, the male country singer who had once graced stages with his powerful voice and boundless charisma, was reduced to a frail figure confined to a hospital bed, battling the relentless onslaught of malignant brain cancer. The doctors had delivered the heart-wrenching verdict. His disease was incurable, and time was running out. In closing, while we've celebrated George Strait's enduring musical legacy, we're also mindful of the health challenges he's currently facing. Our thoughts and support are with him and his family during this difficult time. George Strait's contributions to music will forever inspire us all.